Hi, this is Tanya with Tinkerin' and Ink with Tanya, and this time we're going to make a card with a technique that's kind of fun and can be a little challenging, but it turns out pretty well. So this is a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 inch card, and I'm using fresh fruit again, and we're going to use the brick wall embossing folder this time. So I've got a piece of thick Whisper White that is 3 1/2 by 3 1/2 inch square, and we're going to need our piercing mat again. This time we're actually going to use the pear, and I'm going to use crushed curry, pear pizzazz, and garden green for this one. So we'll open up that pear pizzazz and the crushed curry because that's what we're going to use first. We're going to get our embossing folder out. I want to point out that there's two different sides. One where the mortar is up, or is going to make an impression, and one where the brick is going to make the impression. And we want the brick to be the one that's going to be most in contact with the paper for this particular technique. So we're going to lay this on top of the paper so we have a good guesstimate of how much of this we actually need to ink up. We're going to ink with the pear pizzazz and then another sponge dauber. This time we're going to use pear pizzazz. Crushed curry, pear pizzazz. Can't remember if I said the wrong names. So you can kind of see through the block. This looks pretty green. We're going to stamp down. Watch the ink kind of squish around on there because it's not going to absorb. It looks more yellow than green here. Then I'm going to spritz this. Just 1 or 2 pumps. And then we'll put one up here. Then I'll clean this and we'll do another one. Again, crushed curry and pear pizzazz. You could go with any of our other yellows. Maybe so saffron and pear pizzazz if you want a softer pear. However, I knew that I was going to be doing this technique, so I wanted lots of ink color to transfer. Now it will slide around on the embossing folder. If you're using a more detailed image, that would be a problem. Not so much with this. I think I can get another inking, or yeah, another stamp out of this one. So I'll spritz it again. I'll put this one over here. And I think that's good for the pear part. And we'll move on to the garden green for the leaves. We'll overlap that just a little. Slippy slidey. Oh, I think I just put that on top of my yellow pad. Dang it. Oh well. See, that's a good reason to always close your ink pads. As you can see, I didn't pick up any of the green that I stamped onto my yellow pad. Thank goodness. I just want another image, or another pearness there. And I'll spritz a little. And put one up here too. I don't think that's going to make it onto the piece of paper, but boy, I almost did it again. Okay. Let's close up that yellow ink pad before I do it more damage. Now that we're all inked up, we're going to take our Whisper White thick cardstock and lay this on top let's see, right about there, I think. We'll close this up. There's how our pattern is ending up, and I'll go run this through the Big Shot. I'll be right back. Okay, I did go back and forth through the machine a few times just to give the ink plenty of time on the paper. And that's how our pears turned out. I'm going to clean off my embossing folder just with a damp towel. You can spray it with some Stampin' Cleaner. They actually clean up pretty easily. So next up, we'll move this aside for now. Need a little embossing buddy and a big chunk of vellum. I like to work with a bigger piece because then you can trim it off and straighten it and have a little flexibility. So we'll do a little thank you right in the middle on the bottom edge. And I am still loving the copper. All right, now it's time to heat emboss. Pretty. Okay, so let's mat this on a piece of Pear Pizzazz. I love how that looks. And where do you think we should put the thank you? I put it down here on the peach one. Should I put it in the middle this time? I think I like it in the middle. Well, let's try another adhesive. This is one of the Tombos that I can use. The green top is a better glue. This one's good. It's very good. And it doesn't make me cough, which, as you see, I cough enough as it is. So we secured that down, and I just need to trim this off with the guillotine. I prefer the guillotine because it doesn't wiggle. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with that, and I do like that right in the middle. Now there's a couple ways you can do the vellum. You can wrap it around the back and tape it with some washi or some Scotch tape. I'm still going to stitch because that's what I do. But if you are content with that, and there's no reason not to be, then you could just adhere that with some tape or some washi tape and stick your card all together. I am going to run to the sewing machine and stitch this down. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and it's time to trim off the tails, which you wouldn't have to do if you didn't stitch it. And then trim off the extra vellum. You could leave those hang over too if you like, but I folded them so they wouldn't look so nice anymore. So there we go. We're ready to adhere this to the card. Hey, you know what we forgot to do? We forgot to put a pear on the inside. Let's do that quick. With my poor crushed curry. And Pear Pizzazz again. Boy, I'm an inky mess today. Okay. Nope, we are going to go down here. Just makes more sense. Nice firm pressure. Got your piercing mat underneath it. There you go. And the garden green for the stems. ready to adhere the card together. So let's try this with the liquid glue. See how that goes. I know, pretty daring of me to experiment while I'm on video. I think this might actually require fast fuse. It seems to just sop into the into the coaster. Fast fuse or tear and tape or any of those stronger dry adhesives. Or again, you can just use dimensionals. Remember, I have about 1,000 of these coasters, so I don't think they need to live in my house for the next 30 years. So we'll be using them. All right, we'll center that on here. Give it a good press. And there is our completed card. So there's the pear, and here's the peach. Both made the same way. This one's with Peekaboo Peach and Watermelon Wonder and Emerald Envy, and again with the copper embossing. A strawberry version would be adorable, and if I make that, I will post that in the blog post. So you can go to my blog for the full list of supplies and dimensions for this card. And if you don't have a demonstrator, I would be happy to fill that role for you. Leave me a message in the comments below or on my Facebook business page, and I'll send you a catalog if you need one. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye now.